What trade shocked you the most at the NFL trade deadline? Let us know down in the comments. Are you happy with what your team did? Did they make moves? Did they not do anything? Are they competing or are they in the absolute gutter? Ladies and gentlemen, we have our 2025 NFL trade deadline, and there were some massive moves today. I'm talking the third most active trade deadline in NFL history. We are going to start off with one of the, I will say, smaller trades of the bunch. We have, let's get to it, the Bears and the Cleveland Browns, the Chicago Bears acquiring, and of course it's got to be a name that I'm not going to be able to pronounce, Tryon. You know what? They acquire a guy from the Cleveland Browns, and I couldn't even find a picture of him in a Cleveland Browns jersey, so that should explain a lot to you. The Bears add former first round pick. Someone stat check that. I use ChatGPT for a lot of these facts right here. Former first round pick pass rusher and a 7th round pick, sending a 6th round to Cleveland. Obviously, Cleveland going to be offloading the Chicago Bears, looking for something that is going to help them on this terrible defense. We just saw them, and I mean, the Bengals offense is ridiculous. Are we really going to put it against them, giving up 42 points to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, and the Hall of Famer, former MVP, legend, Joseph Dwayne Flacco? I think the Chicago, I didn't know this dude was a former first round pick. I don't even know what grade to give this trade. We'll say a B. We'll give this trade a B. I put grades on every other trade except this one. We really didn't know who bro was. Maybe I'm a casual. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? On to a banger for, let me move my camera down, my Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints get a trade done for wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. Lord, I always get his name mixed up with Khalil Shakir, and then I always try to put them together. The Seattle Seahawks acquire Rashid Shaheed from the Saints. Seattle added speed to their offense. We're adding a guy next to JSN that can go down there and make massive plays to an already explosive offense that is looking ridiculous. We added explosive playmaker that we saw just last year making ridiculous plays downfield when he had a quarterback that could get him the ball. They add a player for a playoff push, sending a 2026 4th round pick and a 2026 5th round pick to the New Orleans Saints. I'm giving this trade for my Seattle Seahawks an A+. The offense is going to look ridiculous, and the New Orleans Saints offload a guy that really probably didn't want to be there anymore. They get some picks in return, not super high picks, but potentially something they can turn into someone that is going to help this team in their rebuild. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys, who made multiple trades today, and this isn't even the best one. This is honestly probably the worst one. I mean, they made 2, potentially another one coming. We still have like 9 minutes left at the trade deadline. I'm going to continue to check my phone to make sure Breece Hall hasn't got moved yet. We'll see if anything happens there. The Dallas Cowboys acquire linebacker Logan Wilson from the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals really in a weird spot on their defense, one of the worst defenses. I mean, both of these teams. Here's how I see it. Logan Wilson requested a trade from one of the worst defenses in the league and got sent to potentially an even worse defense. I'm giving this trade a B. The Dallas Cowboys get Logan Wilson, and they're sending a 7th round pick to Cincy. So Cincy, for a solid linebacker, pretty solid linebacker, was losing snaps, got a few younger guys in front of him. Since he gets a 7th round pick, the Dallas Cowboys get a guy that's going to come in and make an immediate impact. I give that trade a B because they desperately need help on that defense. A defense that just went out there last night and lost to Jakobi Brissett and the Arizona Cardinals. A defense that is getting ran all over, passed all over, and absolutely mauled in every aspect of the game. I think Logan Wilson is a good pickup. Having to give up a 7th round pick, you're potentially not going to find a Logan Wilson caliber guy in the 7th round. So I think the Dallas Cowboys absolutely won this trade. Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Vegas Raiders in an A+ trade. And I think Jacksonville absolutely cooked with this. Jacksonville acquires Jakobi Meyers from the Las Vegas Raiders. Jacksonville added a reliable veteran, and we'll go more into that here in a second, receiver for their playoff run. if they can still potentially make a playoff run. The last few weeks, they have looked absolutely awful running and receiving the ball. The defense has been giving up points. The offense hasn't been able to score points. A 2026 fourth round pick and a 2026 sixth round pick for a wide receiver for what he's going to add to the Jacksonville Jaguars could be invaluable. A team that has been leading the league in dropped passes. You have Travis Hunter hurt. You're down a receiver. You have, what's his name? Brian Thomas. You have Brian Thomas, who's not being his best version of himself. I don't know if he is fighting through injury. I don't know what is going on with Brian Thomas. I don't know if it's a mental thing, but you're adding a guy in Jakobi Meyers who just last year didn't really drop any passes. I think he led I can't remember. He didn't lead the league in catches, but I think he led the league in Lord, what was it? He dropped like maybe potentially 5 passes last year on all his targets. A guy that is good securing the ball goes to a team that's in a better position than the Las Vegas Raiders that can use his talent better and is not going to be in a absolute complete rebuild like the Raiders are going to be. I give the Jacksonville Jaguars an A+ for this. I give the Raiders an A for this. I think they made some solid moves. They got some solid picks for a guy that really didn't want to be there and a guy that wasn't going to be there once their rebuild was done. So I'm going to give the Raiders some slack on this. The Jacksonville Jaguars absolutely won this trade, though. Next, our trade that I called yesterday. I just want to throw this out here. I'm an absolute dog. I'm an absolute demon when it comes to this stuff. So if you haven't hit that like, hit that subscribe button yet, I would prompt you to do so. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets. The New York Jets offloading absolute demons at the trade deadline, and you really don't know what they're doing. They're getting some solid picks back for it, but you're getting the unknown for the known. You know what I mean? The Dallas Cowboys get D tackle Quinnen Williams, and this is the big bang of the draft. For the Dallas Cowboys, we got one more big bang coming that is absolutely ridiculous. The Jets continue their rebuild by trading another defensive star. And you haven't heard the first defensive star yet. That's our main trade. The Cowboys sent a 2027 first-round pick, and let me break that down. They, in the terms of this trade, get the better pick of the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay. They said the higher pick. And when they say the higher pick, I don't know if they mean the earlier pick or the later pick. I'm assuming it's the earlier pick. Quinnen Williams is a 27-year-old dog, 3-time Pro Bowler, dog. Gonna add a lot to this Dallas Cowboys defense because he's a, say it with me, chat, dog. So they're probably gonna get the earlier pick. It is in the terms of the trade that they get the, I believe earlier of the 2027 picks between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. They get a 2026 second round pick and D tackle Mozzie Smith. So a little swap. The Jets get a little bit younger of a guy that could potentially turn into a dog. The Dallas Cowboys get a guy that is established now. They're going to have to pay. We'll see how that goes. And it is going to add a veteran leadership type role into the locker room and a guy that is just now hitting his peak in the league. I give an A+ to both of these guys. I'm still not understanding the Jets offloading big names for potential guys that aren't going to pan out the way they want them to be, but the Dallas Cowboys came through and won this trade. I'll take it. Next, our biggest trade of the day, and one I really didn't see coming. Like I felt like, hold on, wait, I'm making sure no one else is getting traded right now. All right, I think we're good. We're good. Trade deadline officially 5 minutes away. The Indianapolis Colts acquire New York Jets Sauce Gardner. The Colts came out and said, we don't need picks. We are on a Super Bowl run right now, and we need a cornerback that's going to come out here and he's going to insert his dominance on this defense the moment he steps on that field. I believe Sauce Gardner, I could be wrong, has only allowed like 2 catches this year. It's something absolutely ridiculous. This is a guy that is going to follow your number 1 wide receiver around if he needs to. The Colts acquire Sauce Gardner. The Colts send 2 future first-round picks, that being their 2026, 2027 first-round picks, and wide receiver Adonai Mitchell. Young receiver, a lot of potential, but doesn't fit the current path the Indianapolis Colts are going. They got a squad that's absolutely eating without him on the field. Send him to the Jets, a young guy that can go learn from an absolute dog in Garrett Wilson, who, by the way, is off limits. We knew that potentially going into the trade deadline. You send Adonai Mitchell over, and the Jets get all-pro corner. This is a massive move to bolster the Colts defense. They said, we are on a Super Bowl run. Let's go get some Super Bowl potential level talent to bolster this Super Bowl caliber defense. I love this move for the Indianapolis Colts. I love this move for the New York Jets. The New York Jets in a complete rebuild. You don't have a quarterback. Your running back potentially wants to be moved. You can still move him in the offseason, I believe, unless it's the last year on his deal. I can't remember if they extended him or not. Garrett Wilson, I believe you just extended him, so you're going to have him for years to come. You just get A.D. Mitchell. You add Mozzie Smith. You have a plethora of first-round picks over the next 2 years. Let's just completely rebuild. Sauce Gardner, hate to see him go, but cornerbacks, not of this level, but you can find cornerbacks all over the draft. I think this is a great move for both teams heading in to the second half of the season. Indianapolis Colts acquire Sauce Gardner. New York Jets get more picks and a potential complete full rebuild incoming. I feel like the New York Jets have been rebuilding for the last, what year is it? 2025. How old am I? I feel like the Jets have been rebuilding since I was born in 1996. If they were rebuilding before that, let me know down in the comments. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, that is our official trade deadline. 6 massive bangers. One of the best trade deadlines I have seen in NFL history. What I need you to do, let me know your favorite trade. Let me know what you think the most impactful trade is. And let me know, are you happy with your team at the deadline, or did you want more? Down in the comments. Don't forget, like and follow.